What's going on, Helldivers? A little tip video for you guys. I heard a lot of people were having a hard time with the predator bugs, along with just, I thought I'd make a tip video on bugs in general. I want to show you guys my kit, or the ultimate kit that I found for fighting the bugs. Currently, as you can see, I'm on Trandor, but we're going to go land on Akmar before we capture it. We're moving good on the predator bugs, but we're going to go fight them to show you guys this kit. This kit can be used on all bug variants. I want to show you guys predator bugs. I'm going to show you Spore Burst bugs, and I'm going to show you regular bugs. But I'm going to show you how it works against all three enemy types. And the kit is not very different. I think you guys have probably seen it 1,000 times from me. It is also probably the kit that led me to my most kills in most matches for bugs. I think we hit like 1,900 or something against Spore Burst with this kit. So let's go take a look at it so you guys know what I'm running. So this is also going to be tips on fighting bugs in general. It is also based on a lot of the times I play with a team. I don't typically run solo, but you're going to see that I'm going to be running usually the Cookout or the Breaker Spray and Pray against the predator bugs. I like the Breaker Spray and Pray just for the gameplay loop, but I do realize that the Cookout is the S tier weapon against all bugs. Ultimatum is also my usual go-to. The grenade pistol is also not a bad choice if you need to close holes, but the Ultimatum usually gets me out of a problem with the big enemies. This one is usually non-negotiable. The gas grenade is a game changer for me. It keeps the enemies off of me, and it keeps them confused and inside of my fire and napalm. You could go with something like an incendiary impact, your incendiary grenade, your pyrotechnic. These will all keep your enemies off and catch them on fire. Fire is very good, kills them all. But the thermite is also a strong choice, as that will help you kill your big enemies such as the chargers, impalers, and bile titans. So let's get on in there. Let me show you guys the stratagems. I'm just going to pick them quick just so you can see what's going on and probably figure out why I'm running what I'm running. When it comes down to it, the Napalm, Barrage, and Grass Orbital are usually used together. They're going to be used in tandem. You'll see me running both of them almost at the exact same time. Their cooldown is based on Napalm, Barrage. You can use it right at the beginning of a breach. Wait for the next breach and get a Napalm Barrage ready right when the next breach is about. I'll show you guys the timers on that. The Gas Orbital also usually follows it. It can be called in so fast that I usually just keep it going. And then we also have the Gas Guard Dog. It keeps the enemies off me. I also know where the enemies are based on where the Guard Dog goes. And the Expendables are brought. This one can be questionable at times. I don't always run it, because if I have a teammate with recoillesses and Expendables, I don't need Expendables. So I'll run something like the 500 Eagle Strike or even a Gatling Barrage just for more CC. I usually play that crowd control, character in my team. But because we're solo on a 10, I'm going to show you guys what I would run if my team is not running everything to cover all bases. This is the typical kit. You're going to see me run it for every single type. The backpack can change a lot, but I'll show you guys why. I'll see you down on the battlefield against the predators. All right, guys. Well, we're down on the battlefield. I'm going to show you guys everything that you need to see. I always start with getting my cooldowns going along with a resupply close to where we land. Most of the time my teammates know I'll be calling that in. It's good to get those counters going. I also see that we have a secondary injective in front of me. All it takes is one explosive charge to kill it, and that secondary is done. One secondary down. Analyzing the map, I see that we may have a couple problems. Just looking at this real quick, we're gonna have our first enemies. It looks like nursing spewers, and that's a POI, so we'll keep away from that for now. Nursing spewers are a little bit easier than our bile spewing brothers. These guys can actually take damage to their head. Aim for the head. It will usually help you in killing them, and you're gonna see why we use the Cookout. The Cookout keeps the enemies back whilst also catching them on fire. My gas also keeps the enemy confused. That'll allow me to fight these predators without getting them close to me. Let's reapply fire to all of these enemies. Fire on a hunter typically is about an instant kill, and they're ready to breach. So if the breach timer starts, I throw napalm. That starts the cooldown on that along with the gas. That should handle most of my problems. I now need to get at least 55 meters away from that napalm so I don't insta-kill myself. But I'm going to stand here. I've kind of got a little defensible position. As you can see, the enemy can come from my behind, but they don't typically do that when it comes to the edge of the map. So we're just going to keep the enemy at back. I do not want them to approach. And our first charger, I missed the shot. Not a big deal. Heal so I can keep moving. Come back, hit him in the head, insta-kill. Let's keep the enemies moving and keep them back. Right there, because we're on a solo, that Napalm Barrage handled the entire breach. It is not a problem. I can't get that expendable. Blow that up. There we go. I want to have an expendable on me at all times. It'll help me in the long run. So we're going to move on our first objective. I know there's secondaries out there. I got to make sure that if I see one, though, I always mark it for my team. The nursing spewers do cause this problem. We do have the strafing barrages, so I can use that effectively. I do not want to be near any enemies when it's strafing. He may decide just to team kill me. That's what the Eagles do. But he will clear that point out for me pretty handily. And as you can see, my Napalm barrage is now at about 2 minutes. I shouldn't have a breach for about 2 minutes as well. They kind of line up. I don't know the exact math on that, guys. I've never looked at the math. But it seems like if your Napalm barrage is on cooldown and you got it at the beginning of a breach, at about 30 seconds left on the cooldown, they can breach again. So always keep that in mind. If you guys don't care about the numbers, but care about the in-game stuff. And that's what I was looking for. See if I can get an ultimatum shot on top of it. See where my shot is today. It didn't seem to kill the target, but because I have resupply, I can do a second one. And there we go. Simple as that. I'll be able to see now. As long as the nursing spewers are not nearby. Typically, a green layer means a spore tower, while a whiter kind of mist is a nursing spewer. All right, because we're kind of getting moshed, I'm going to run backwards. I'm going to use the gas to keep the enemies away. My gas guard dog, if it takes off behind me, I know I'm getting encircled. If it goes in front of me, the enemies are in front. So I'm good for now. I don't have any targets behind. And I'll typically keep an eye on my behind, because that's what's going to kill you on bugs. The enemy behind you, it's not typically the enemy in front of you. If you have the cookout, you're keeping them at distance. So another gas grenade. Let's keep them back. I know I don't need to waste all this gas grenades, but I do know I am solo, and I know that we have a resupply right there in there as well. Keep my analysis of the map. The other thing is, if you check your map every so often, you'll notice that you can see the enemies. I know that there's some enemies behind me over there. The DSS is also here again, and it will clean up most of my problems nearby. I hear them on my right here as well. I need to keep those enemies away from me. The DSS does not care about collateral, and he will do it. Expendables are ready. Let's keep that cooldown going. And let's use the car calling to do a little bit of a strafe on its own. It'll kill a lot of the nursing spewers for me if it sees anything as it comes in. It will provide close air support. Typically pretty successful. And as you can see, the Napalm barrage is ending, and we have another breach. So as soon as it starts, get the Napalm over there. Let's get a gas out too, so they can't rush me and give me a second to build up. And there's my supplies. All it takes is keeping an eye on where your cooldowns are. And if you guys ever wonder, Emma, how are you always on top of your cooldowns? It's because they are connected to everything going on. I'm going to throw another gas in there just to keep the enemies inside the Napalm. And it'll give me a minute to get this objective done. I'm not going to worry about the enemies for a second. We know we can take our time. And let's get this puzzle done. Breach is already over. The Napalm barrage handled it. And I see Expendables are coming off cooldown. Let's help our teammates out if we had them. They all have Expendables now. They wouldn't have to waste a slot on Expendables. We have plenty. Aim for the head. Is to kill that guy. We'll now be able to see a little bit. Thank you, Gas Guard Dog. It tells me that there was enemies behind there. See the direction he goes will always tell you where the enemies are. He starts taking off behind you. You probably should turn around. You see that? The predator bugs are really not a problem as long as you keep the enemy away. That's terrifying every time they do it. And now I don't have any enemies near me, so that's even scarier because they may just strafe me. You always see me kind of try and move, keep the enemies away. So Napalm barrage is at its 2 minute again. We still have a couple minutes till our breach, but that's the secondary done against predator bugs with no real issue. That's the thing is, as long as you're thinking the entire time, you usually can keep the predator bugs kind of far away. We're hoping. I'm just going to analyze the map real fast. I see that we have a LiDAR. I'm always going to be marking those targets. That way they stay on my map. So we got 1, 2, 3 secondaries. We should have 2 more. Could be a stalker nest somewhere if I look at the map quickly. I might be able to find it. Realistically, I should go for that LiDAR. It will tell me where everything is. Let's start making our way over there. I'm not going to show the full clears of every level, guys. That's not what this video is about. It's all about the tips and what you can do. Remember, your gas strike is also an orbital precision, basically, when it comes to damage. And that'll help me close some of these holes. blows the holes up. My gas grenades as well, they are able to do that. And that's where gas is kind of better than just a plain grenade. It kills the bugs. It also closes holes. And there's our breach. A little bit earlier than I would want it. I probably could have forced that way away. But the best part about it is just another gas grenade. Typically, you don't want to keep causing breaches unless you have that napalm ready. You can usually prevent them pretty easily. As long as you're looking for it. Your teammates may not be. And this is where I'm getting a little bit mossed, but I'll be all right. Keep fire up on the stalker. The hunters are a little dangerous. Typically, if you run the kill zone armor, you're in a little bit better place against these guys. But I just need to keep reapplying fire. We're going to use a heal here because he's getting close. Keep them back. The gas is definitely what's helping me here. It's keeping all the enemies off. And I didn't even need to use the napalm barrage. You see, I just was able to do what I needed to do. And about that time, resupply. Everything within eyesight. And CSS is going to be a problem. Heal, move, and aim at the temple. Missed the shot. It's all right. He's now weak. And hit him. Done. All the problems in the world are gone. No problem. I can hear in my right ear there may be a stalker. Be all right. A little risky of a grenade throw. And that's all handled. But yeah, guys, that's the predator bugs in general. I'm going to move over to the spore burst bugs just so I can show you guys how this kit works against them as well. Well, works about the same, but I'll show you guys. I'll see you down on the battlefield with this kit as well against the Spore Burst. All right, guys, we're landing on the planet. This is the Spore Burst variant. We are running the exact same kit. As I said, you can run this kit against everything. The only time you really want to change your backpack would be to the AR guard dog or the laser guard dog. That's all preference. I don't recommend the lightning one as the team kills a lot, but that's up to you. Always keep those cooldowns. I can't tell you enough, just keeping cooldowns going is always important. More ammo on the map is better than holding on to it the entire game and wait until you need it. I know it changes depending on the teammate you're playing with, and this is where I would want the AR guard dog. These guys, the AR guard dog will just eat right through their faces, but we can play it a little bit smarter. Just stay away from them. With Spore Burst, I want them to breach right now. I want to start that cooldown so I can move away. Spore Burst is where I've gotten the most kills I've ever gotten against bugs. So it is a good time. Don't be scared of them, though. The biggest thing is always keeping them far away. Let's apply some gas, let's apply some fire. Those biospears won't be my problem. Let's see what's going on. I know it's hard to see everything. The typical spore cloud kind of fashion. And I need to get some height. That way I can see some secondaries around here. All these stuff in. Make sure. I will say, getting better at your typing skills, guys, or your typing skills, if you use your macros or whatever you want to use. I personally like to type them all in. It just is part of the game and makes it fun for me. But I understand if you got to use macros, your fingers don't move that way. That is also fine. And it sounds like we may have stalkers. Yep, that's the sound for stalkers. The biggest thing is this is where the cookout becomes, you know, its best point. It's keeping the enemies back. Right now, I am in a terrible spot because sliding down a hill is not what you want to be ragdolling to. Let's make sure that we go to the side. The enemy I know is behind me. And I'm going to use dive to get up this hill quickly. Just like Skyrim. Make your way up the hill. I know they're out there. I also know there's a mushroom somewhere. Making it very difficult to see down here on Pandion. But I am walking right into the stalker nest. I know you guys can't see it, but there is a formation that you're looking for. And 1, 2. My stalker nest is handled. So we do know that there's stalkers still out here. That's a free support weapon if I want it, along with samples. Let's see. I also did not kill those stalkers. So those 2 stalkers, or 3 or 4, are still running around. So keep that in mind. I'm using my hearing for that. And as you can see, there's my objective down there. The orders are right there. They always are right where they are. And let's see. I don't want to go down the hill yet. I want to use this height that we have to make sure and everything is going smoothly. You also see that I called in the supplies. It's just me. I would usually ask my teammates sometimes if, you know, they need supplies. But if not, that thing's not going to be on cooldown. It looks like we have our mega base right there. Behind us. Just using my hearing the entire time. Gas guard dog's going to go find targets. I'm kind of running out into the mist. This is actually kind of terrifying. I'm not seeing it this thick in a minute, but it's probably because my eyesight is... There we go. That should handle my problems. And that should open our eyes to the real world. Took us a minute to find it. When you have this spore over it, I can't really see the map. If I can see the map, I usually can just pick out the target immediately. But the biggest thing is just knowing that green mist is not natural. It's either a spore charger or a mushroom, and based on the coverage, it's a mushroom. So yeah, the Spore Burst bugs, the biggest thing is always keeping them away. What's funny that we have not been breached yet is mostly because nothing can call in a breach that we've seen. This should be where we get our breach. I'm kind of forcing it right now. Come on. If my gas guard dog hits the enemy, it won't breach. This guy can't breach because he's covered in gas. There we go. And let's start the cooldowns, but that's same thing. Hit does the same thing against all enemies. It can even be used against bots, as I talked about. And we are now 55 away. Don't worry if it's stuck to an enemy. It won't follow it. It's where you threw it and where it first landed. I also see that I didn't pick up an expendable, so that Biotitan is now a problem. Biggest thing is I do have an ultimatum. Wait till he stops a little bit, hit him with it. He's dead. So where are my expendables? Right there on orange mark. Move through my map as quick as possible. I got to make sure that I do have an expendable, though. As soon as you start getting encircled by chargers, you're not going to have a good time. I'm going to gas that impaler, hoping it does a little bit of damage just so we can get it moving. I need to wait for this fire to end. And we should have our expendables back. So the best part about the expendables and why I like them as well, not because they only help your teammates, but you can use them as a weapon. That's basically a precision strike, and if you have nothing affecting it, that will come down and do enough damage to kill. So I now get 3 heavy hits on whatever I need using the expendables. So yeah, guys, that's the Spore Burst bugs. I'm going to go show you guys the regular bugs. I'll try and find a little bit harder of a mission. But Spore Bursts are very, very simple. Use it for your time to get your records on kills. Or, you know, enjoy it. We do have an order on it right now, so getting kills is important. I'll see you down on the battlefield on the next bug. Alright, guys, we're back. We're here on Trandor against the regular bugs. We're actually in a mega city, so it's going to be a little darker. The mega city darkness is definitely a thing. But let's get those cooldowns rolling as we talk about every single time in the Swiss Army kit that we've been using. There we go. Mark our first secondary for our teammates if we had any. And make sure we just end it as immediately. That way we don't waste any time. Yeah, as you can see, I'm going to pick up my expendable. That cooldown is going. But regular bugs are nothing to worry about as well. Free grenade launcher if anybody wanted to use it. But I'm going to start moving towards my enemy. We see that we have flyers and we see the enemies are all in front of us. I'm going to force a breach here. Charger's dead. As long as I'm not shooting and letting my gas guard dog end it, there will be a breach. So the problem with cities is, always remember, you're going to have to let your stuff reposition if it's not positioned. If so, it's going to start firing. Also know the buildings are going to eat some of your hits. But as long as you're kind of keeping them back, you'll be all right. That's the flyer we stuck into. So 1 gas grenade to keep the enemy in there if they do run through. And our expendables will be ready in a moment. Let the gas guard dog keep him off of me. I don't need to waste my ammo on that. And there's our first Biotitan in the city. Don't need to panic. He's going to stop moving to shoot and hit the headshot. There's no need to rush the hit. Take your time. Watch out for big holes in the mega cities. But when it comes to bugs, guys, it really should be a simple activity of horde mode. keeping the horde back, keeping your distance. That's what the gas is all about. And that's why I said this is basically a Swiss Army knife. You can use it for everything. When it comes to the bugs, it's all about keeping them from hitting you. I know that sounds crazy, but when it comes to the automatons, it's about getting covered. They can hit you from anywhere. The bugs is more getting surrounded. Don't let them do it. Cookout for eggs is also excellent. I'm sure you guys have heard it from multiple different YouTubers, different people. The Cookout is it's the Swiss Army knife of everything. And keeping bugs off is just excellent. As you can see, it's repositioning. Make sure I kill my eggs. Get this done pretty quickly. All you got to do is get that application of fire or gas on one of these enemies, and you usually can kill them all. I have a Thief guy in there. If you ever want Thief guys to follow you, make sure you hold your mark button, and you can use follow or hold position. This is dangerous. I don't know what's behind me currently as I do this, but my gas guard dog should handle those problems, and the objective's done. We are always on a 10, guys. I don't like to show you guys things on lower levels. It doesn't show you, high gameplay. In solo, it's definitely been turned down a ton since the first game out. Enemies spawn less, creatures are shorter. You know the gist of what I'm talking about. But yeah, guys, that's the basic bugs. I don't want to dive into it too much, but this kit can definitely help you out if you're looking for a kit to help you out with the predators. Along with it can be used everywhere. It is have a little bit expensive on the warbond front. I am using 2 different warbonds currently. You're seeing Freedom Flame and the gas warbond. But things are interchangeable. You can use fire instead of gas if you really want to. The guard dogs, you have a lot of free guard dog options that work very similar. I do recommend the gas over the Cookout. I know the Cookout is an excellent weapon, but it can be, replaced by like a Breaker Incinerate if you have the veteran. Or you can use the Breaker Spray and Pray and just not have that fire application and use a lot of gas. Gas is the one that keeps the enemies off. Fire is the one that gets you the kills. You make that determination of what you want to use, though, and I'll see you guys down on the battlefield.